He's back with his new podcast series. Chris Hagen is not dead yet.
Welcome to another episode of Not Dead Yet. And behind me, yes, there is a bit of wind, not from me, and there are some hangers creaking and metal doors creaking, and it sounds like a horror film. But it's actually only 46 minutes past 3, or 14 minutes to 4 in the afternoon. And there's also now somebody cutting metal or cutting wood, obviously. But this way it gives you a more realistic way to improve your comprehension, because you're not going to listen to people in perfect silence. So today I want to talk about cooking, cleaning, and why being useless isn't a personality trait. Apart from that guy who's been trying to fix this scooter for about 6 months and still can't, so he's a bit useless, I'm guessing. Maybe they should take it to another mechanic. So let me start with something very British. In the UK, many of us grew up doing a subject called technology. It's got Mrs. Hardy. Mrs. Hardy taught us, and then other people taught us as well. And it's not really technology as in apps and Wi-Fi, which was invented in Australia, I discovered 2 days ago, on Australia Day. Well, it wasn't invented on Australia Day, but I discovered on Australia Day because I wanted to find out what was invented in Australia. And I found out that spray-on skin was discovered in Australia, was created, invented, and also the Wi-Fi, probably because they got so much space they needed it. So I'm not talking about technology as in apps and Wi-Fi. No. Technology as in cooking, sewing, woodwork, metalwork, basic survival skills. We learned how to first we started with beans on toast. Pretty simple. Can still make that even today. But we made a lasagna, we learned how to sew on a button and not cut your fingers off with a saw, which was pretty useful, really. And somehow we've produced a generation of adults who can't sew a hole in a sock, but can edit a TikTok in 0.3 seconds. Do we call that progress? Is that progress? So I meet people all the time, grown-ups, grown adults, who proudly say, "Oh, I can't cook." As if it's a little fun, quirk. As if it's a fun little quirk. Yeah, "Oh, I can't cook. Silly me." No, that's not quirky. That's inconvenient. Not being able to feed yourself, clean your space, or fix minor things isn't charming. It's not really a green flag. It's outsourcing your life. It's called bone idleness, because you can't do it yourself. And yes, I'm aware, work schedules are mad. People are tired. Life is busy. But basic competence isn't about perfection. It's about sharing the load. Now, let's be realistic. Not every household can split things 50-50 every day. That's obvious. It's impossible. Some weeks, someone's shattered. Some weeks, someone's carrying more. The goal isn't equal every day. The goal is no one feels like a parent, a servant, or a mug. Now, by mug, I don't mean the one that you put tea in. When one person does everything, resentment builds quietly, then explodes over something ridiculous like the bin. Balance isn't romantic, but it is peaceful. It helps. And people think cooking is more work. It's not. Have you seen the Netflix series of Nadia that's about to finish in 3 days? I don't know what I'm going to do when it goes off because it's available for another 3 days. Nadia with her amazing tips about cooking. She's great. She's really, really good. And once you stop doing cooking the hard way, it gets easy. Cooking at home can actually save money and saves time long term. Reduces decision fatigue. I know many people who hate making decisions. And stops the nightly, what shall we eat? Discussion, argument. This thing, you have to remember in English when people say, if you want, that means yes, but also if you want it. Not if you want, meaning if you want, but I don't want. This thing British people say all the time, hey, if you want, do you want to go to the cinema? Hey, if you want. It means, yeah, I'd like to, but do you want to as well? I don't want to force you, but we don't want to spend 25 minutes explaining it. So just learn this. If you want means, yeah, if you want to as well. So we're actually confirming. Okay. So the trick is systems, not effort. Now let's get into the good stuff. Here's a little garlic hack you probably didn't know. Drop garlic cloves into boiling water for 10 seconds, then straight into cold water, and the skins slide off like a jacket. No wrestling, no rage. I hate peeling garlic, Jesus. Eggs without cracking drama. Add a splash of vinegar to boiling water. If an egg cracks, the white sets instantly instead of turning your pan into soup. And rice without watching it. I'm in Asia now, so there's a lot of rice going on. Cook rice like pasta. Big pot, lots of water, and drain it. I'll just buy a rice cooker. It's easier. No measuring, no babysitting. The Italians have been doing this for forever and laughing at all of us. When I was living in Italy, I tried to make a risotto with the bimbi, the amazing Thermomix, which is called everywhere else, but bimbi in Italy. Don't know why it's got a different name. But it came out like sludge, not like risotto. I don't know why. For example, if something is over-salted as well, drop in a raw potato for 10 to 15 minutes. It absorbs salt like a sponge. Remove it before serving, unless you fancy explaining why dinner includes a sad boiled potato. And let meat, talk about meat now. I don't eat meat, but I know some things. Let meat come to room temperature before cooking it. Cold meat in a hot pan becomes like the outside is burnt and inside is just depressed and sulking. It's not happy. This alone makes people think you're a good cook. These are simple things. Now let's have a look about some house organisation hacks. I love a good hack in the house. One cloth rule. Give each room one colour-coded cloth. Now this also I've seen many places. Bathroom cloth never enters the kitchen. Kitchen cloth never touches the toilet. You'd be amazed how many lives this could have improved earlier if they'd have known. Also, clean while you're waiting. Every time something is cooking or boiling, you can clean something. I do it all the time. Not the whole house, obviously, just one thing maybe. Or two. By the time dinner's done, the kitchen's already half sorted. It's magic. Magic. Now, laundry without the folding trauma. Open a laundry company and send it to the laundry. Or fold clothes straight from the dryer. Don't sit down, don't open Instagram. If you pause, the pile becomes furniture. So, immediately from dryer, folding, all sorted. A salt jar, not a shaker. This I wrote down, yeah. Keep salt in a small bowl with a spoon or pinch access. I made the mistake of getting a small jar and my hands couldn't get in because I've got big hands. Won't get in, I had to change it. You'll season better, waste less, and feel suspiciously professional. I do actually feel professional when I do that. It's the only time I feel professional when I'm cooking, apart from when I'm making the chocolate cornflake treats for the kids. Now, the drop zone. The drop zone is the area in the house where you leave all your bits and bobs. So create one place near the door for keys, wallet, charger, and random rubbish, random nonsense, bits and bobs that you just think, where can I put this? Your house instantly feels calmer and you stop shouting, "Where's my keys?" every morning. Like I've just spent 20 minutes looking for fly spray. Another little hack. If you have flies, because you're living in the countryside, okay, I'm not infested by flies, but if you're in a place where there's flies, like in the UK, get 1 tin of fly spray for every room and leave it in the bloody room. Also, another little thing, I'm on a roll. Buy 2 of everything at the beginning. Then when the first one finishes, buy another one to replace it. Because the worst thing, for me anyway, is when you finish it and think, no, I need to go to the supermarket. Don't do that. Why waste time? Now, here's some little funny but true upgrades for your life. Keep scissors in the kitchen. They solve 70% of problems. I actually have 4 pairs of scissors in the kitchen. Put a bin where rubbish usually happens, not where it looks nice. 1 kilometre away from where you cut your veg, not good. Buy 2 chopping boards, one for onions, one for everything else. You'll cry less and also your food stops stinking of onion. If something annoys you daily, fix it immediately. This is a life hack. That's future you saying, thank you for doing that. Bit of Marie Kondo. Now, why all this matters? When your environment is organised, your brain works better, arguments reduce, decision fatigue drops, and life feels lighter. Unless you're a stress ball like me. Chaos at home tends to leak into relationships and you can end up smashing plates instead of putting them away nicely in the cupboard. And small systems prevent big fights. No one breaks up over socks. They break up over what the socks represent. So cooking, cleaning, sewing on a button, these aren't old-fashioned, they're life skills. One of my friends in Italy came to me and he'd ripped his jeans. And I said, give them to me. And he said, what are you going to do? I went into the spare room, sewed them up, brought them back and gave them to him. And he went, you fixed them? I said, yeah. How? I said, because I know how. It's not bloody difficult. It's not brain surgery. So being able to look after yourself makes you easier to live with, calmer, more independent, and more attractive. Yes, it does. Yeah, especially when I sold his jeans. He had a big hole in his jeans, arse. Don't know why. Don't remember why. I spoke to him yesterday. I'll find out and let you know. So, sharing responsibility isn't about rules. It's not about fighting. It's like, you need to do this and I need to do that. Share the responsibilities in the house. Like I said, it doesn't need to be 50-50. Because if one person's home more than the other, then obviously they take more of the housework, let's say. But it's about respect. Because a well-run home doesn't happen by magic. It happens because someone knows how to boil pasta, sew a sock, and put the bin out without being asked. And honestly, that's hot.